Welcome back to HitPointsGaming. Today we're doing an unboxing of Uprising: Curse of the Last Emperor. So the Kickstarter just ended and we got our goodies. So we have the core game, we have the expansion here, extra dice, and then an armory deck. So what we're going to be doing is unboxing this, showing what's inside the boxes and everything that comes with it. Now the reason we're doing this is because we Kickstarted this and we checked this out at PAX Unplugged, I believe maybe 2017, 2018. A few years ago. You can check our channel for that gameplay from PAX Unplugged. I think the video is just about an hour long. We went through, I believe, just maybe 2 or 3 turns of the story of the game with the developers. They showed us how to play, and that's why we wanted this, because it's really cool. When we were there, I want to kind of show my, my swag. So when we were there, we picked up these 2 cards. They are blank on the back, but on the front. So it just kind of proves that we were there and we did the demo with them. So this is just the Empress, and the other side is the Stormbringer. Now when we talked to them then, these weren't going to change, so maybe they did, and now we have some like legendary loot there, you know? Let's go ahead, open the box up in the core, and then we'll move into the expansion and then the dice and everything else. Okay, so let's open up this core. We'll put this expansion, we'll move these dice out of the way in the armory. Let's open up this core box. Got my handy dandy scissors and a razor. I like razor to open these boxes so that way it doesn't like pull on the boxes really. Oh, this is like heavy duty plastic here. Okay. Box is pretty nice. Nice construction. Box over on the floor. Safety notice and warnings. Cool. All right, so you have your regular punch outs. Explored, unexplored. So these are going to be your land here. Some more punch outs too. Resources on the side. If you watch that you watch that video that we have, I'll show you how to play. You'll understand what these pieces are. So you have these punches here. This can be your game board. One-sided. Horde deck, so you have your Chaos and your Infernal, maybe? So, or your Imperial and Chaos. So these are their 2 decks that you're going to pull from. These are the computer, or the AI if you want to call it that way. You have more boards here for your quest, your chapters as you progress through the story, and then your cards here, and it tells you if there's empty, you have to add more. As well as, which is really cool too, really quick chapter tracks, so you can track your progress and the event phase, build phase. So if anyone has questions, tell them to read this first before they ask you. That's not going to happen with us. Corey's going to have to read all these rules and have to try to tell me how to play again. So then these cards here, just kind of placing and activating. There's 2 of these. This is the rule book. Now this is pretty interesting too because we looked online. The rule book is available online through the Uprising website, and they also have a 1-hour-long playthrough there. So check it out if you're interested in how to play, what the game is about. That's also a really good resource to use. Again, the rule book is free on their website. It's 60 pages long, but being that it's a short book, this is kind of a smaller book. 60 pages really isn't that big a deal, it doesn't seem, because it's a smaller book. It also is nice. Got some cool pictures and stuff in here too. Let's turn it around so you guys can see it. Pretty nice. Nice. Reminds me of like my notebooks in school. Some more punch outs for your, I think these are the Chaos. No, these are the Infernal. Purple, I remember purple being Infernal. And this is their game boards for the different characters that you can be, and each one is different. So each race or empire is different, so there's 4 of them. And then here's your actual, all right, so Nemesis Games, it says on your Uprising faction box. Uprising faction box actually is printed on the plastic. Oh, and these come out. This is super cool. Okay, faction components and feat cards. So you can put your this I guess what you use. So you have your stand ups, your things to hold the standees up. Just gotta take one of these out because we are gonna definitely this game kind of stood out to us because of the models. So they're not like 3D printed models, it's actually like these acrylics. And these are so super colorful and bright. And the coolest thing about them, you don't have to paint them. So they are kind of just 2D, but man, they are super cool. It's really easy to see the colors around them, the borders, what faction they are, you know, who they belong to, who your friends are. And they should have colors on them to show what dice resources they're going to use. Just throw that in there. This is really super rad that you can just pack this up. This is probably cool too in case you're like you stop playing or you have to. They say the game's between 2 and 3 hours long, so I guess in case you have to like stop playing and for the night or whatever. So that's pretty cool. You could just pack them up and throw them in there. Yeah, these are so cool. And they kind of feel like poker chips a little bit too. We can just dump them in there like that, right? I mean, got these rad boxes to hold them. So these are your four classes that your, I guess the people, like, you know, players are going to be. And I don't remember them off the top of my head. They do not stack. They stack inside the box. Let's see how well I can put them back in there. We have another one here. This is going to be like resources here. So it says you can store your dice. This is super cool because even if you don't want to use these bags, you can just dump them in these plastic containers here and they'll be held in there. Now these are sharp. Like sharp, like literally sharp. Pokey. So they have like little villages. Kind of hard to see there. So you have your different colors. That is no joke sharp. You're not going to cut yourself, but you can definitely poke yourself there. Hopefully I can get them back in there. Okay. An empty one. And then your main board here. Okay, so there's nothing there, so I'm just going to put this back in. Take this out. So it actually says, you know, your dice are going to go on the top here. You have your hexes. So these are the actual cards for your characters for the different races that you can be. So I'm looking to bring this game over to Corey's and have him read the rules and teach us how to play again. Hopefully we're all going to do our due diligence and watch that 1 hour long video on Uprising's website before we go. Because it's just kind of rude to go over to someone's house and expect them to train you how to play a 3 hour long game, you know? At least I think it is. That's just me, I don't know. Alright, so here's some of the cards. These are actually pretty thick. So this is Ashford. When you place a haven, you may blind units and defenses here. It's upside down, so cut me some slack. So you have your druids, different abilities for them, assassins, hit and run, so that's the red faction there, I'm guessing. Axe of the Giants. I really don't want to show too much, only because I don't want to see too much. You know, I'll just show you and look away. So here's some of the enemies, some of their cards. The cards actually feel really nice. They're not thin. They are pretty heavy. Trying to see the camera here if it's focusing well. Gosh, I hope so, because I really don't want to do this again. Okay, so now you have it's a small cards, but it's not in the right spot. So these are going to be, I guess, your faction tokens to show where you are on the progress board, or the some whatever board. So you have your 4 for the players, and then 2 for the AI. Your Chaos and Infernal on the top. And they have their own symbols, so you can see which is who, and then just the player colors. Then your rubies, or whatever these are actually called. So these kind of look like, like diamonds or whatever. Bunch of those. Some really cool dice. Let's see how these babies feel. So you can see there's all kinds of dice in here. I mean, I've pulled all of the colors. There's a ton of dice in here. And I even have more in the extra Uprising dice pack. All right, so now we have the large cards, and I'm saying large cards because I don't know if you can read that, but it says large cards in the mold on the bottom there. So they did some cool things here. They have like your hopefully easy to open gold thing here, but I can't find the start of it. If you're going to give me this easy starter thing, make it easy. There it goes. There it goes. I hope so. Okay. So this is the large cards again. Pocket. All right, so dice distribution shows what, I don't know, shows, oh, okay, shows this is actually really cool. So your dice distribution, it shows what each dice has on it. So it looks like the black dice is really good for attacking and so on. The blue dice for defense, the white also for defense and attacking. So there's 4 of those for each player. Now you have what looks like the, okay, so this is event chapters in the back of here. Actually, says event chapter 1. So I guess these are the cards that you would put into the game. Again, this is just the unboxing, chapter 2, and not the actual how to play rules. Chapter 3, chapter 4. Chapter 4 is the end. Okay? Then we have our heroes, if you want to call them that, for each race or empire. And then your infernals, your actual chaos here, and then your infernals coming out. The warlock, the spy master, the mage breaker. And then on the back of those is Imperial Legion, so it actually shows Imperials, not Infernals. Oh my goodness. A deal with the demons, so these are going to be your quest cards. I already got those messed up. That's all right. Corey will deal with it. So your different quests. So these are just going to be shuffled in, I believe. I don't think they actually come in at different chapters. And these are just to kind of screw you over or to even help you. I do remember some of these helping us in the game when we played at PAX. Oh no, these look good. Okay. Cool, cool. Put them back in there. Put our dice back in there. Let's actually put them there in the small cards. Nope. Now, let's put it back to the way it was. Corey can figure it out. Okay. Oh, gotta put these dice in there. All right, so most overlooked rules. Only Chaos can use the lightning bolt. Okay, so some rules in the back of these dice things. The dice distribution cards. It's pretty neat. That way it's like, hey, because I mean, I've played games before where you're not really sure of which is the better die, and you have to kind of remember. That's just kind of a really good cheat sheet to show you. So now this is labeled here, this pack here. Threat trackers, activation tokens, walls and towers, curses, skeletons, hordes, garrison, and legions. So that's not what's in here from the shipping, but as you play and unpack them, that's what you're going to do. So these actually are the walls and towers. So these just kind of look like crowns, really. But if you've seen the video, if you see anything on Kickstarter, you're aware that you actually build the garrisons as you progress through this. So we'll move these Imperials, not Infernals, Imperials out of the way. And we'll actually show you what I mean by that. So here's the garrison, okay? So you're going to build a garrison. These look cooler than what we've played with first. So like the multicolored. These actually look really nice. Okay, so this is like level 1. And as you progress through the game and they level up, they go to different levels. So this is level 2 here. You put a little top on it. Boop. Does it actually snap in? Doesn't snap in, but it sure fits in there nice. And then you got your level 3. So your level 3 adds just this little top to it. And that fits in really cool too. That fits in perfect. So let me see if I can kind of hold this and show you. Okay, so you got your level 3 that comes off. You got your level 2 that comes off. And then your level 1. Pretty cool. Again, you just throw them in here because there's ample space to put them in here because everything is laid out so nicely. And then you have your Imperials and their bases and the Chaos and all their dudes. So let's check out some of these Imperials. So here's the Assassin. These are just so cool. It's just different to me if they're using these bases. That's what actually attracted us to it. It was like, hey, what's this? And then you find out that's a 4X co-op, fully co-op. Sign me up, because I'm really not into competitive games like PvP so much. But that's what everyone wants to play. That's what I'm going to play, I guess. So these are your curse tokens, your curse signs here, and then just more of the chaos people. Super rad. So that's really it for this of the core. So let's go ahead and see if I can pack these back in here, and then we'll open up the Nemesis expansion. All right, so we're gonna open up the rest of this stuff. So here's the dice, Uprising dice pack. It's just more dice, it seems like. Yeah, that's really all it is. Just more dice. That's always cool because it just makes it easier so no one has to keep trading dice and tracking the dice on the board. Now this is an Armory of Azul Uprising. So this is an extra pack of cards to add to the game. That's armor, the Armory. So I guess it's more armor and weapons is the name, right? So we have the Deepling Glow Shroom, extra shield, the Ghost of Varnash, more Imperial armor stuff, the Mask of Azur, Moon Staff, and on the back of them it's all items. So I guess just more kind of new items. I don't know necessarily without playing yet, or not playing in such a long time, if these are upgrades or just kind of, this is leadership, or what the thing is. The Kickstarter probably explains this a whole lot better than I will. Okay, and this is just a card sleeve, so the card just kind of slide into it. Nice and easy. And then here we are, Uprising, the Arch Nemesis expansion. I had scissors here just in case they were needed, and I hope they aren't. Okay. I didn't want to cut the plastic off because I was like, oh, I want you to know that this is the first time it's being opened. I did go back in the core game, and the Stormbringer and the Empress are not in there, so I'm going to have to email Nemesis Games and ask them what's going on. Are those characters like exclusive to PAX Unplugged, or are they no longer good? Are they like overpowered or underpowered? So this is the expansion. You have more options for the board. It looks like there's more cards here on the side, possibly new villains to fight, omens, a whole another rule book. Let's see how deep this one is. 53 pages. So you have your introduction, arch nemesis, the factions, and some backstory, and then how to play. Oh, or maybe the Stormbringer and the Empress are in this expansion. It's another nice rule book. Some more factions here. And then the same layout for, this is just so cool. Same layout for everything. Actually, I really don't need to open all of them. Let's open them all up, right? So we have our orange faction shared in there with this gray faction. Let's open these up, because these look like they're like sword and board kind of people here. Oh, the lizard man. Yes, he's got like a samurai sword here. Riding a giant lizard horse guy. Mukla. Okay. Over here in this other one we have our dragons. Holy crud, this is cool. Some more characters. These are really not that many characters. This must be the new, it looks like it, yeah. Imperial. The Inquisitor. There's the Empress. She's riding a lizard now. The Butcher and the Drakelich. Okay. Let's get over here into this herd, it says. So open that moment, because I am super excited to see if the Stormbringer is in here. I feel like I'm opening baseball cards or something, like getting to the Stormbringer, getting to like the hollows, you know. The King of Blades, the Stormbringer, and the Harvester. So it looks like I do not need to email them any longer, because it's actually just in the expansion. And then some more, the last faction, 1, 2, 3. The last player faction added to the game. So this gives you 4 options. As a player to pick from, I guess. Okay, so let's check out these the herd cards, sorry. The herd. Okay, so it looks like that's another, maybe like another NPC. I don't know. I have to read the rules. More Imperials, Chaos, and then here's the actual player cards here. So let's flip them over. The Kraken, Harvester. I should have left that Stormbringer card out so I could check it and see if their stats changed. It's definitely a different card, that's for sure. Plagues. So as you play through the game, they level up, and it gets harder and harder. So it's not just so such an easy mess. So that's the herd cards. And lastly, in this last little box here, more player markers, and more of those really spiky colonies. Oh my gosh, spiky colonies here. Pretty cool. Lastly, I guess your player cards. It's just going to be your abilities and such for the expansion. So again, these are the same quality as before. Really just nice. Just flip them over and get a look at a little peeksy here. Drivers, nomads, harpooners, I don't know, the heedless charge, So very excited to play this. I'm going to task Corey with understanding how to play this. That is his job usually, because he's very good at showing us all how to play. He's a great trainer. So thank you for joining us here on this unboxing. Very excited to play Uprising and the expansion. Probably the expansion after we play the the core game a few times, just because it's, you don't want to. For me and for Corey, I know he agrees with me this too. You don't want to jump right into the expansion because it feels like you left some out of the game just by missing the core. So really cool. Going to check out both. So look forward to a playthrough of this soon, or at least maybe if not a playthrough, but definitely our opinions and thoughts after we play, because I don't know if we're going to be able to tape a 3-hour long game and how well that's going to do. So thanks for joining us here on HitPointsGaming. If you pick this up in Kickstarter, please leave a comment, let us know. Let us know your favorite faction. And if anyone we need to watch out for in the Imperials or the Chaos, kind of give us a heads up, or at least me a heads up, so I can kind of help the rest of the team out. Because it is fully cooperative. There's no reason to try to be cheap because you're all on the same team. Thanks again for joining. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.